Hi dear friends and welcome to my new video. Memory. As we all know, memory is one of the most important elements in language learning. In learning in general, but in language in particular. So in the language classroom, one of the teacher's roles is to help students memorize language. In this video, I'm going to introduce an activity which is likely to help students memorize grammar forms, especially tense, English tenses. So you can use it with many tenses or more or all tenses. Okay, so for this I will demonstrate it with you, and for this I will need you to have a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. So please pause the video, find the piece of paper and the pencil, and then come back. I'm waiting for you. Okay, so now I will show you a substitution table, and I want you please to copy it on the piece of paper. Copy it. Pause, copy and replay. Okay, now have a look at the substitution table. How many columns are there? 8. Yes. What do we need to do, or what do we need to write in the squares of the first column? Persons. So you can write whatever person or whoever person comes to your mind. I, my sister, my friends, whoever. So please write them. One noun which represents a person in each square. Finish and replay. Okay, now forget about B and C, then go for D. What do we need to write? Yes, transitive verb plus ing. So here we need a verb which requires an object. So we can say play, but we can't say run because it doesn't require an object. So here we write any transitive verb comes to your mind, which comes to your mind. Forget about other columns. Don't think about anything. Write the verbs randomly. Any verb that comes to your mind, transitive verb, but add ing. So it can be playing, for example. Do and replay. Okay, now forget about E and go for F. Here, what do you need to write? An object, which may be a person, something, or an animal. So think of any noun, person, something, or animal, and write it randomly. Don't think of other columns. Don't think of any order. Just write them randomly here. So finish this column and replay. Okay, now, good. What about other columns? Now I will show you how to fill in the other columns. So now look at this substitution table again. What will we write in B? Yes, either have or has. Now you need to think about the subject-verb agreement. Singular has, or third person singular has, or others have. So you can say I have. Okay, C will write only one word in all squares, been or been. Now E, you can write articles, definite or indefinite, a, an, or the, or my, your, like this. Okay, now G, you will write a time phrase starting with since or for, any time phrase, but it has to start with since or for in each square. Okay, so now can you read your sentences? Do they make sense? How silly are they? Okay, so now I will show you how a group of students produced, or what is the product of a group of students at the end of this activity. So you can look and see how silly the sentences are. Okay, look at this. Okay, so imagine that you have this table and you can write a comment on, or add a comment at or in the last column. For each sentence, you can add a comment. What will you comment? What is your comment? So I have been cooking a computer since last summer or for a year. So what can you say? Okay, my father has been eating his money for 2 hours. Do you think this is silly? This is funny, or this is meaningful? Okay, which of these sentences are meaningful? Are there? Yes, sometimes you have, most of them will be silly or will sound silly because you haven't thought about the meaning of, or matched the meaning or the object with the verb or the subject or whatever. But all the sentences are grammatically correct in terms of the form, but the meaning has problems. Most of them are silly. So now after you finish, if you do the same activity in class, and after you finish, you can ask the students to swap their substitution tables, and then each one adds a comment on the sentences of others. Yes, okay, so it comes like this. Okay, so it arouses some fun in classroom, some interest. You know, here, this activity is helpful and useful in terms of memory. It helps students to memorize these or those silly examples of the structure, which is present perfect continuous or present perfect progressive. So why students are likely to remember these silly examples? There are many elements which affect memory, actually. One of them is unexpectedness. So people in general and students in particular remember things which comes against or which come against their expectations. So as they usually say, when you say in terms of newspapers or this kind of job, so if you say a man bit or a dog bit a man, this is not news, but a dog bit a man, you will remember this because this is against expectation. So people will pay attention to these kinds of unexpected sentences or unexpected news. So this applies also to or to the classroom context. So whenever or when the sentences are unexpected or against expectations or represent some kind of surprises for students, they are more memorable. And you can help students again with this. You can provide more opportunities for learning after they finish, and after they add comments, you can ask students, okay, so now please you can swap or stick your tables on the walls and nominate for the silliest sentence, the funniest sentence, and challenge them to find a meaningful sentence. So accidentally you can come across a meaningful sentence. So for example, yeah, here my uncle has been looking for the camera for a year. Yeah, it makes sense. So this comes accidentally. So now you can challenge the students to find a meaningful sentence. So this way you help students because most of these sentences come against students' expectation, which is helpful in terms of memory, following the element of unexpectedness. So this is about this activity. Now I have a challenge for you. Before I end the video, I have a challenge for you. I will write the challenge or the question or the task. Try to do it until the next week, and in the next week or in the next video we'll provide the answer. So now this is the task. Okay, for the answer for the task and for more ideas about language learning and memory, please subscribe and follow. Thanks so much and see you next week. Thank you.